What's good, man, y'all? Episode 5, Ball Watching is in the building. If you're new to the screen, you know what we do. If you don't know what we do record predictions for NFL and NBA content. We do a little here and there. I talk a little bit. I say a lot. I do a lot of other things as far as just talking about outside noise and things of that nature. So if you're new to the screen, drop a follow, drop a sub. If anything, I need y'all, man. For real, I love doing the content like this. Ball watching, the L's and I. So if you don't know that already, couldn't get the ball watching as they would say. But we're gonna get started, man. Let's do it. NFL record prediction for today. We don't know what team we're gonna get, so I'm gonna use the spin the wheel to get the team that I'm going to record predict today. I've gotten all AFC right now. We've done the Dolphins, we've done the Bengals, we've done the Dolphins, the Bengals, the Broncos, and the Bills. Let's see if we get another AFC team. I want to do an NFC team with y'all. I really do. I really do. Really do want to do an NFC team with y'all. Hey, let me turn on my light real quick. Sorry, the light is kind of bad. I need a ring light right now, so we're gonna actually get into it. Cut that out. So, The Washington Commanders are coming off an awful year, dealing with injuries, and I just want to know how y'all feel about the Commanders this upcoming season. I know Jalen can produce at a high level, and I feel as if this team can, you know, not come back strong enough to make a postseason run, but definitely a wild card spot for sure. First week against the Eagles, we're gonna predict the Commanders are not back in form. Debo Samuel has left the building and is going back to the Niners. I think Jaden's offense can uplift. I think Jaden Daniels' ability to uplift the offense is gonna be too much for the Eagles, and I think with giving Jalen Hurts and his team and stuff like that, just so stacked top to bottom, I think the Eagles take care of business. Uh, Score prediction probably 14-35. I think Jalen Daniels put up probably 2 touchdowns, but I don't think it will be great for the Eagles. I don't think it will be great for the Commanders in this week. Commanders, Cowboys. I'm giving it Cowboys here. I think Dak has a good day. I don't think the defense of the Commanders will hold up. And given talent gap is pretty much overwhelmingly the Cowboys. CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, Dak Prescott, that offense will be prolific. I think that will be a top 10 offense this year. I think they will, as far as produce 2,000-yard plus receivers this year. So I'm gonna give the edge to the Cowboys. I'm gonna give the edge to also for Seahawks Commanders, but let me give a prediction score for Commanders Cowboys. I think the score will be a high scoring game. I think it will be 25-20, 35-20. I think Jaden McDaniels puts up at least 2 touchdowns. At least. Seahawks, Commanders, gotta give it to the reigning champs. They're coming off a bounce back year. They just won the Super Bowl, so they're looking to just start hot as Super Bowl champs. Colts, Commanders, this is a toss up game. This is a sneaky Colts. Colts could win this one, but I just don't trust Daniel Jones to make enough plays. But it all depends on Jaden Daniels, and how he produces in this offense this year. I think I'm gonna give the edge to the Colts though. I think the Commanders start off 0-4 to start the season, and I think they're looking to probably fire Dan Quinn up until week 8 because the schedule's kind of brutal, man. You got the 49ers, the Eagles, the Rams. That's a tough three slated games that they could also lose. So I'm gonna give the edge to the coach here. Score prediction probably gonna be closer than a lot of what people expect. 21-17 is my score prediction for this team. Giants, Commanders. Commanders get their first win here. I trust John Harbaugh. Whichever Harbaugh it is, I forgot which one it was, but I trust Harbaugh to bring a culture I don't think I trust the quarterback well enough to make a lot of plays. The quarterback is known for running and scrambling. Jackson Dart is. I just don't think the Giants. I think the Giants are a year away. I think they're a year away. I think they have brought talent. I think the draft picks that they acquired are pretty good, and I think as far as the Commanders, I think they have structure. I think they'll put up a fight. I think this will be a close game. I'm gonna give the edge to the Commanders, 31-28. And I don't think the Giants will win this game, given Jackson Dart and what he looks like in year two. Commanders 49ers, I will give it to the 49ers here, even with the under the season injury of Ricky Pearsall. The offense will still be electric. You got CMC, you got George Kittle, you got Mike Evans. Hey, and you got Debo Samuel. So the gang's back together. Defense is gonna rock out. It's gonna have a good. Brock Purdy's probably gonna have a career day there. Eagles Commanders. I think the Eagles two old Commanders. Eagles just they're a good team. They got Jalen Hurts, they got the quarterback, they got the defense, they got the defensive coordinator. Don't really know what Jalen Hurts is gonna look like in this OC. They fired Patullo, so I'm really looking for Jalen Hurts to start off hot to start the season, and the Commanders get the loss here. Rams, that's a loss. I just don't think just over the Commanders coming in as underdogs in most of these matchups. So I think the Rams are gonna be a heavy favorite going into this matchup. Washington Commanders, I think they split here. I think the Commanders get the win here. I don't think the Giants was too old the Commanders this year. I think they will split. Uh, Bengals Commanders. If I said the Cincinnati Bengals will win against the Commanders, I'm gonna pick them again to beat the Commanders. I just don't trust in the Commanders structure to build around Jalen as well as they will. I think Dan Quinn gets fired at this point in this week, and interim head coach comes in and does a decent job going into next week. Washington Commanders versus the Cardinals. I am going to give the edge to the Commanders here, just given quarterback play and given the structure. I really do think Jacoby Brissett is going to have a pretty solid day, but I don't think we'll put up points. I didn't give a score prediction for Eagles Commanders, so I'm going to give score prediction for them. It's gonna be a lot closer probably. It's gonna be 24-17. I think they bounce back, but I don't think they win. Rams 35-10. I don't think that defense will allow more than 12 points this game. Washington Commanders Giants. It's always gonna be close. I'm gonna give the edge to the Commanders here. Uh 35-21. Bengals Commanders, I'm going to give the Bengals the win here. It's 21-10. Commanders Cardinals, I think the Commanders win. So the record prediction for score prediction for that one is probably going to be a lot closer than people think. I think don't sleep on the Cardinals defense this year. There are a lot of young talent, but as me personally, I think the Cardinals could make some noise as far as the defense stepping up this year. You saw last year that the defense was okay, but they just couldn't get enough stops to win games. And I think they'll be pretty decent. I think they'll be pretty solid this year. So, score predictions probably gonna be. I'm gonna do a tight one. I'm gonna do 23-20. I think they win in a field goal. Commanders Titans. Now this is the 50-50 game. Given quarterback play and given the defense, I am gonna give the edge to the Titans here. I do think the Titans beat the Commanders. Titans just is the better team. I think Commanders are just poorly structured given Jaden's injury last year. And I want to see Cam Ward stride in this Titans offense with Carnell Tate, with Jeffrey Simmons back line and a front four. I think I trust the Titans front four and their secondary more than I trust the Commanders front four and their secondary. I think the Titans get the win here. And I also think the score prediction for that one is 28-13. For Texans, Commanders, I think the Texans just is all to just see what Jaden has. This Texans defense is probably going to be top five at worst. And I think the Texans get it done here. CJ Stroud bounces back in a big way. Score prediction 24 13. Falcons Commanders. This is a Falcons team that could lose or win a game, depending on is what week 15. Falcons are probably fighting for their playoff hopes, and I think Jaden spoils the Falcons this year. I think that Jaden Daniels himself could probably uplift his offense. I'm gonna give the edge to the Commanders here. I like the Falcons and what they did, but I just don't like the quarterback play. I think with all the talent they have around them, they're a quarterback away from being a legit contender to win the NFC South and also win the NFC in total. I think they have the team. I just don't think they have the quarterback. I don't think Tua will come healthy. I don't think Michael Penix is the guy. And Cooper Rush is just a bridge. Trying to get you over the hump at least a 500. So I'm gonna get the edge Commanders here. Score is gonna be a lot different than last time. 25-20. I think Falcons put up points. Vikings Commanders. Now the Vikings defense is troublesome for Jaden Daniels, giving Brian Flores screen. I'm just really high on the Vikings this upcoming season. I think they win 10 plus games. With Kyler Murray as their quarterback, it's better than JJ McCarthy at this point in his career. But I wouldn't be shocked if JJ goes to another team and produces just as well as Kyler does. Given Kyler's injury history, we don't know what he's going to look like in this Viking scheme. Offensive line is there. OC, OC's there. Kevin McConnell's there. The wide receiver core is there. The defense is there. We just need Kyler Murray to play average to above. So I'm gonna give the edge to the Vikings here to beat the Commanders. Jaguars Commanders. This is really a toss-up game. I'm gonna take Trevor Lawrence in this. And with that Liam Coleman offense, I don't think the Commanders will stop Trevor Lawrence. They'll get a timely stop, but I don't think it'll be enough to. I don't think it'll be enough to just win you a ball game. I trust Trevor Lawrence to bounce just to start kind of cold and end hot. I just he's just that type of quarterback given the scheme and let him air the ball and throw it out. Week 18, Cowboys. I think the Cowboys sweep the Commanders for the second time this year. I'm pretty sure. Cowboys at this point just need a voice, man. They just need a culture builder, and I just think it will be significantly a battle between the Cowboys and Commanders. Commanders probably fighting for what second pick in the draft or maybe top 10. I don't think they win here. I think the Cowboys win pretty easily. 28-14 is my score. Jaguars is gonna be a pretty much closer game. 17-14. Vikings Commanders 21-17. I think it'll be a close game too. So that's the Commanders schedule. I got them winning against the Giants once, the Cardinals, the Falcons. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, 3-13. I think they lose all these games except for the Giants, the Falcons, and the Cardinals. It's a rough schedule, man. It's a rough schedule for the Commanders. All right, you know what it is. You know what it ain't. It's the NBA predictions. Okay, we're gonna spin for an NBA team this time. I'm gonna see who we get. Let's do it. Charlotte Hornets. I'm not sure if I did a Charlotte Hornets one. I think I did Memphis. I think I did a Charlotte Hornets. If I'm not mistaken, I did do a Charlotte Hornets. Pretty sure I did a Charlotte Hornets. I'm not sure. But we're gonna do it anyway. Charlotte Hornets coming off a season where wait, no, I think I did a Charlotte Hornets one. Let's spin again. I'm gonna edit all this out, so let's spin again and see what we get. Cause I want to do another team. I think I did it in the first podcast. So the Detroit Pistons. Oh my God, the Detroit Pistons. We're gonna do a record prediction for Detroit. I do like Detroit's chances of making the playoffs. They just didn't add anything to that roster besides shooting and little to no creation off the floor. They did add draft capital. Capital. I love the addition to the point guard that they added. Maybe he can create some separation so he can get Cade off the load that he needs. Cade's gonna have the ball mostly this year, if not all. Jalen Duren is a what if when it comes to playoffs because we don't know what Jalen Duren we're getting. I think he will be able to bounce back in a big way. I think this team will win. They won 60 games last year, and then this team was relevant up until the Eastern Conference semis, and they just kind of blew those games to the Cavaliers. I trust Cade to just lead this team to the playoffs. And if they don't do anything in the next offseason, man, it could be time to move off some pieces like a Sar, like a Duncan Robinson, or like a Jalen Duren. Like it could be time to move off pieces like this. And I'm not afraid to say this is a top 6 seed in the East at most. I think they do regress after the East just got better. The Miami Heat got Giannis. LeBron James goes to Philly. They got Joel Embiid. They got Jalen Brown. Jalen Brown team is better. The Celtics got better. Paul George, Jason Tatum against the Celtics are better. I would argue and say the Hawks are better than the Pistons as of fully constructed. But I'm not gonna go as far as to say the Hawks. I'm gonna say between the Magic and the Detroit, it's a conversation. I would slightly lean Detroit pretty easily. The Knicks are better. Like I said, the Miami Heat are better. The Knicks are better. The Philly 76ers are better. The Celtics are better. The Miami Heat, as previously constructed, they might be a top 5 seed. They might end up playing Detroit in the first round. Who knows? Uh, the Toronto Raptors, I think, encouragingly, if you look at the talent, I think Toronto is better if they get Kawhi. If the trade goes through, if it doesn't, I still would slightly lean Detroit, but it's a conversation at most. So I think this team is projected to win about 45 to 50 games, given the regular season and the defense that can the SAR defense, the Cade defense. That just screams 40 wins to me. With additions to Isaiah Joe and others, I think you add a couple more wins to their column, but I don't think you reach 60 like you did last year. Given just playing defense at a high level and just maintaining rebounding, get the rebound, go up the floor, transition, just lay the ball up, man. I just don't think you would win 60 games this year. I think I'm closer to leading 52 to 50 games this year. I think Detroit takes a small step back. And if they don't get improvement in the next offseason, because I'm pretty sure the offseason is pretty much over, everybody's been signed or, waived or whatnot. They don't make offseason trades next year or even by the deadline this year in the All-Star break. This team could seriously be on the verge of breaking up and starting to rebuild around Cade again. Try it one more time. Ceiling for them is the floor for them is a top 6 seed. The ceiling for them is probably Eastern Conference Finals. I think this team can make the Eastern Conference Finals. Will they? Will be determined on Jalen Duren, Kate Cunningham, and Asar. So, and others around them. I think the supporting cast between them and other teams are slightly below average. But I think you trust Cade and Asar to get it done when it matters most. And I think with the East being so stacked, I think it puts a burden on Detroit as a team. I think this team could be better as previous constructed. Now I think they can be better next offseason or in the next All-Star break. When they see a player that they want, they can go grab them. I think the cap space was a little. They're not. I don't think they're in the first apron. So I think they're a first, at least first apron team. I think the owner needs to start making some risks and some moves. But hey, I'm not a GM. I don't know anything about basketball and how it works, right? I think they need to make moves to improve their team, and if they don't, they're kind of just taking a step back. Like, hey, we're just gonna be concerned with what we are. We won 60 games, but you got to still improve. The East getting better and better and better. So that's gonna be it for NBA predictions. If you're new to my channel, I do NBA and football predictions and basketball related content and also football related content. I blab a lot, I talk, but hey, it's concise, it's clear, and it's basically, I love to talk sports. So I want to have a voice. If you're new, comment, subscribe to Ball Watching. L's the I, capital I's. So that's gonna do it, man. Peace.